welcome to Unprofessional Movie Reviews, and I am Mark. I am alone. I've had a couple beers, not gonna lie, at all. I wouldn't call myself drunk. I definitely didn't drive home from the theater. So, figure that out. Alright, I'm gonna be reviewing the movie Ted 2! I was actually really excited about this movie when it comes to the comedies of this year. This isn't one of those movies that I just started seeing the trailers of, like, a couple months ago, like Spy, and I'm like, alright, maybe it's kind of funny, or, like, Get Hard, and I'm like, it's probably not going to be funny, but I'll try it out. No, this is a movie I knew about, like, a while ago, like, last year at this time, and I was really excited about it. And then 1 Million Ways to Die in the West came out, and I watched that, and I was less excited about this movie. And it didn't really gain much hype from there. But anyways, before I move on, like and subscribe us. Click like right now, click subscribe. Please tell me if you saw this movie, what you thought about it. And if you haven't seen this movie, tell me if you're going to see this movie, if you're excited to see it, or, like, fuck that. I don't want to go see a shitty movie about a teddy bear, which it isn't a shitty movie. But it's your opinion. You might think it looked shitty. Anyways, comment, like. These are very easy things to do, and I would love it if you did it. I will beg. I will do whatever you want for you to do that stuff. I got no fucking shame, dude. Alright, anyways, moving on to the review. The way this usually works, and this is the usual moment, we say, or not we, well, usually there's a we. There's Billy, or there's Taylor, or there's Christy, or there's Katie. I got a lot of people who sit in that chair. Not today. So just Mark. I'm going to say my positives of this movie, which is going to be a lot more than the negatives. Then I'm going to say the negatives, and then I'm going to give you a tailorized review between 1 and 10, what I thought about it. And I'm going to take a drink of my palate record. It was really good. Alright, anyways, what did I think about this movie? What are the positives? Positives, really funny. It's a very funny movie. I laughed out loud multiple times. There's enough jokes in this movie that I really can't think of any of them to quote. Like, there's a lot of really good ones. I'm going to have to watch this once or twice and start quoting this movie. And, yeah, no, it's a really funny movie. It got me laughing a lot. I did notice direction that I really enjoyed. Seth Macfarlane does the voice of Ted. Did a lot of cool things with direction in this. If Billy was here, who usually sits next to me during movie reviews, he might have disagreed with me a little bit, but I have to say the direction was really good. I did notice it changed a lot during scenes to set the tones of that scene, but they changed drastically, which is kind of an artsy-fartsy thing for Seth MacFarlane to do, but I really respected it. There was a moment where Ted and his new wife that he just got married to, not spoilers, it's like the first 5 seconds, they're arguing, and it's filmed like cops, like not like full out cops are coming in, but it's kind of shaky cam, like two rednecks arguing with each other, and it changed to a different moment during a different scene in a different way, and I really enjoyed that. I like that it changed, that he put a lot of thought in the direction per scene. So Seth MacFarlane's direction, which kind of is a surprise, is definitely a positive. First one, acting, as good as usual. The teddy bear is CG, can't give him a lot of credit. Seth MacFarlane's doing Peter Griffin, but more Boston, but still Peter Griffin. But Ted, I don't know. I wish he changed his voice a little bit. He's a very talented voice actor. I will give that to Seth MacFarlane. But, yeah, he should mix it up. But, anyways. And then, Amanda Seyfried was really funny. I actually really liked her character. I've always liked her. And starting from Mean Girls, she's still probably one of my favorite parts of Mean Girls. For one, I love Mean Girls. I don't give a shit if it makes me less of a man. That's a funny fucking movie. Take Lindsay Lohan out of it. do it. I still love that movie. And Amanda Seyfried's a very good part of that movie. And she is just as good, as not better in this. She did a lot of really funny stuff. She's another positive. Mark Wahlberg's Mark Wahlberg. He can act his way out of a fucking canary, whatever that means. He's really good, and he's as good as he needs to be in this. Now, cameos. I will give them positives. There's cameos up the yang in this. There's actors popping out of everywhere from everywhere. It's good. I like it. Cool. Bring it on. It's funny. Liam Neeson has a cameo in this that is fucking hilarious. Way funnier than his Clash of Clans videos. Or commercials. Maybe I just hate Clash of Clans. I don't know. I don't like games that I'm only good if I learn how to click and spend enough money. Don't start arguing Clash of Clans with me. It's not a real good video game. Bitches. Alright. That's a lot of positives. It's funny. I'm gonna give it that. If you want a comedy, go see this movie. It deserves it. It deserves to go get watched. Please go see it. You will laugh, and it is good. Now, negatives. Actually, you know what? One more quick positive. A lot of people are going to be comparing this to the first movie, which is kind of fair, and I'm gonna be doing that in my negatives. But one thing that a lot of people haven't been doing is comparing this to the movies from this summer. It is the best comedy I've seen all this summer. I went and saw Spy. I went and saw other stuff. They're funny. I gave them kind of positive reviews, but this is an actually good comedy. But I don't think it's going to go down in history as a good comedy because I think everyone's going to compare it with the first one. Which I guess is fair, but, you know, don't write it off 100% just because it's not as funny as the first one. You know, it's not one of the all-time bad comedy sequels. And there's really fucking bad comedy sequels. In fact, there's not a lot of good comedy sequels. There's very few good comedy sequels. Worst one ever being Caddyshack 2. Trust me, that movie's garbage. Caddyshack's probably the best comedy of all time. Anyways, negatives. Holy shit. Not a lot. Now, comparing it to the first one, I'm not saying it's going to be more funny or less funny than the first one. That's not what my comparison is. My comparison is it's the third act of this movie falls way too alike from the first one. And a lot of the story arc is kind of the same as the first one, although it's a lot more Ted heavy opposed to Mark Wahlberg's character. The first one's kind of centered on Mark Wahlberg. This one, it's more centered on Ted, but still the arc, and especially, I'm gonna have to give Giovanni Ribisi, who's one of my favorite actors, very underrated. I love Giovanni Ribisi. I'm gonna have to make him a negative of this movie. Not that he's a bad actor. He isn't. He's a fucking great actor. But I don't like his character. And he's written not well. And it's nothing against him. It's just, Jesus, we saw his character. And he doesn't do anything new. He's like the same villain of an 80s cartoon. Like Claw was like, I'm going to get Inspector Gadget this day. But he never changes. And it never makes it interesting. So he's my biggest negative. And a lot of the jokes fall flat, even though a lot of the jokes are funny. But that all being said, damn near every moment of this movie is joke. And that's what you want in a trailer. Or not trailer, in a comedy. But when it wants to be emotional, it's a little emotional, but it kind of falls flat. The emotion kind of falls flat. But I did like this movie. So I'm going to say, go see it. It might not look like I'm giving it a positive rating, but I am. The way I see it, if I'm giving it a 5, that means I liked it. If I'm giving it above a 5, it means I really liked it. I'm not giving it super high, but the rating I'm giving this is 5.5 cameos out of 10. Because there's a lot of celebrity cameos. So there you go. I don't have a lot more to say about this movie. Go watch it. It's fucking funny. You'll laugh. It's definitely not Caddyshack funny. But it's definitely better than all the other comedies I've seen this summer. And, you know, I don't know when the last time I laughed this much at a comedy. Horrible Bosses? Yeah, probably Horrible Bosses and the first Ted. So, I think it's good. I think it's a very good comedy. You should definitely spend your money to go see it on one of those days where it's cheaper to go see, so you can take your date. Anyways, I'll reiterate it again. Like and subscribe. Try to get this video at our most likes, which I think would be 3. So if it's under 3, it doesn't hurt. Just click like. Just fucking do it, man. Get us past 3 likes. Make me feel like I don't waste all my time doing these. I got other things to do. I really love doing these. Give me an incentive. Alright. Love you guys. See you next week. And if you're watching True Detective, see me and Katie do our True Detective reviews that will probably come out Monday or Tuesday. And the most important thing, bye!